Hello, everybody. It's nice to see you. It's been a few weeks since I posted, but I want to come on here and talk a little bit about fear and how it paralyzes us and it kind of delays our decision making, or it maybe delays our progress or momentum. I just finished our state inspection with the state fire marshal, and I have to tell you, even though we had no problems for our initial inspection last summer, I was very, very nervous because we have some new structures up. We have our forest cottage, which is different than the structure that was up last summer. So many changes happening here. And I was nervous that it wasn't going to be safe, or it wasn't going to be adequate enough for our program to operate under the guidelines of the state. And I started making up all of these excuses and all of these made up scenarios as to why it just wasn't going to work and why it was going to be awful. I defaulted to error that didn't exist. And this goes back to some other videos that I've talked about this same similar concept, is that I set myself up for failure before I even tried. And I subscribe to old stories and old narratives that just aren't true. I forgot that everything I do here is done with intention and is done with the safety and security of the families and the children that go here and my staff in mind. That's always the top of my list, is to make sure, is everyone safe? Is everyone healthy? Is everyone okay? Is this in the best interest of the children and families and my staff? And the answer is always yes before I move forward. And so I had forgotten that we had put up the new structure. We had carried on throughout our school year with all of that in mind. And I got stuck in this loop of negativity. And I'm sharing this with you because I always promise to be vulnerable and share with you my process and my growth and all of that. And I wonder if you've ever had the same kind of paralyzing thought. And I invite you to join me in remembering that our intentions are always good, and anything that's wrong is fixable. There is no demise on the horizon, right? If we approach it with a positive attitude, we ask the right questions, we ask for help when we are unsure, to those that have the answers. In this case, it's the state fire marshal. I was super communicative with him, and I asked him a ton of questions about potential scenarios, future scenarios, should things change here with our program. And it was really always just, it was just so much better than I could have imagined. We passed our state inspection. It's great. And our program led him to ask a few questions that he had never considered before, that he has to check